Welcome back. Next up on deck in Georgia's schedule is the Vanderbilt Commodores. Georgia is on the road at Vandy this Saturday. It is a noon game, 12 o'clock kickoff. Not really much to say about this game. Georgia's a 31.5-point favorite. That is a insane amount. I'm not saying Georgia can't cover that against Vandy. They should. Vanderbilt is that bad of a team. But Georgia's 1-5 against the spread this season, where they're 1-4-1. There was one game against, I don't know if it was Ball State, UT Martin, or UAB. Definitely not UAB. It was either against Ball State or UT Martin, where the spread was like 41 and they won by 41. So they didn't go over or under, but they hit right there. Anyway, point is, the spread on this game is Georgia's a 31.5-point favorite. That is an insane amount. I would not bet that. I would stay far away from that line. I think Georgia wins, and I think they win easily. If Georgia plays like they did against Kentucky last week, they will easily cover that 31 points. Vanderbilt just can't keep up. What I want to see this week, like I said, I'm going to just come out and say, I think Georgia wins. I don't know if they cover the 31.5. I think Georgia can easily cover, but I would stay away from that line. What I want to see this weekend from Georgia is just another complete game with 0 turnovers. We had 1 turnover. Georgia had 1 turnover last weekend. It was an interception by Carson Beck. It was his one and only bad mistake in the entire game. Just a bad throw, shouldn't have made it. That's the consequences of being aggressive. I like us being aggressive, but that was just a very bad throw. I want to see 0 turnovers for Carson Beck, no fumbles. Get those stats up there for Carson Beck. I want to see Brock Bowers get a couple touchdowns, work in 100-yard plus game for Brock Bowers, then bench him. Hopefully to see Ladd McConkey, start to come back a little bit more in form for Ladd McConkey. More rotation for him as he's trying to ease back in from that back injury. It's a tricky thing. I also have a back injury, and it sucks. I couldn't imagine playing football. I can't even bend over and touch my toes, let alone go out there and run. Tricky thing. But the point is I don't really think there's much to say about this game. This is going to be a short, sweet, and simple preview and prediction. I got to get back to the Braves-Phillies playoff game. There's a strike. Series tied 1-1. Go Braves. But back home to this game, I think Georgia wins. They should win easily. They should win big, and they should make it look easy from start to finish. I don't want to see them start out slow. They had such a good games last week against Kentucky that they should come out fast, get up early, and kind of just coast to a win. If that's what you want to see for Georgia, if you're a Georgia fan, you want to see that. Come out. As soon as the light turns green, you haul ass, and you don't look back, and you kind of coast to a nice, easy 25, 30-point victory. Call it a day, pack up, go home, go on your bye week. But like I said, nice, simple game for Carson Beck. I don't want to see any interceptions, no turnovers from this Georgia team. Can we get that? I think that is a key factor. Georgia has turned the ball over every single game thus far. That's not okay going into some of these matchups that we're going to get in later to the year. Against Tennessee, even Florida. I don't think Florida's a good team, but you can't turn the ball over against Florida. Nice, strikeout. Can't turn the ball over against Florida. Ole Miss, you can't do that. SEC championship game, whether it's Alabama, which will probably be Alabama, or whether it's LSU, Texas A&M, it doesn't matter. Once you start getting into these bigger competitions, you can't be turning the ball over, whether it's interceptions, fumbles, muff punt, anything. So I want to see a nice, clean game in the turnover margin, 0 turnovers, 100-plus game for Brock Bowers with a touchdown or 2, working Ladd McConkey back into the rotation more, getting him more comfortable with Carson Beck, and then just, like I said, a nice, simple win. I think Georgia can do it if they play the way that they played against Kentucky. And I want to see a good showing from the defense. Now, going back and rewatching the game, there's a couple of things that I actually didn't like about that defense. I've already done my recap, and this actually wasn't included in my recap, so go back and watch the recap if you want to of the Georgia-Kentucky game. But there was a couple of times, I think there was 3 times where Kentucky got deep into Georgia's zone across the 50-yard line, and they basically got held up because of their own mistakes. Now, that's fine. You want to see a team, our defense capitalized on Kentucky's mistakes and stopped them. That's what you want to see. But I want to see a game where Georgia's defense doesn't rely on the other opponent's mistakes in order to beat them. If that makes sense. And I think Georgia can do that, and they should be able to do it against Vanderbilt. I mean, it's Vanderbilt. With all the disrespect I can make. No, I'm just kidding. It's never fun to make fun of Vandy, would it? But like I was saying, I'm taking Georgia to win. It's a 31.5 point spread. That's a big spread. I never really bet on Georgia games, especially with ones as this big of a spread. Also, one quick fact that I'm pretty sure I saw a post. They haven't scored a touchdown in the last 5 games. Vandy hasn't scored a touchdown on Georgia in the last 5 games. That's wild. That's fucking wild. Let's make it 6 games. Fuck you, Vandy. Over and out.